Hey everybody, my name is Jay and this is Real Sports Talk. Today I want to talk about my Super Bowl prediction, how both of the teams stack up against each other, and who I think is going to get the W tonight. I want to first start off by saying that I'm super excited for the Super Bowl. I can't wait to see it, and I feel like it's going to be a really good game, and it may be one of the better Super Bowls that I have seen in my short time watching football. For this past decade or so. But let's just go ahead and get into the teams. You have the 49ers on one side, a dominant defensive team with a sneaky and sometimes scary good offense. Some of the best blocking skill players you will find in the league. Very good at zone running. Uses zone running greatly because of their really good blocking. Their play calling is very dynamic and it's very confusing, and it keeps the defense on their toes. One of the hardest offenses, in my opinion, to kind of get a handle on. And yes, it is kind of short armed by the quarterback and the lack of superstardom and on that team in the areas of the offense, especially not the tight end, but other areas like receiver, quarterback. Not the greatest of the greats right at that position, but really good guys that make plays. But the play calling is excellent. They can be almost as good on offense as they is on defense sometimes with their dynamic play calling and their running game. And just in the receiving game as well, as Deebo Samuel and Emmanuel Sanders and Kendrick Bourne have really done their thing this year and really opened up a lot of things. And don't forget about Greg Killer. He's the main, he's the go-to factor for that team. So, they just have a really good team and on both sides of the ball, which will lead a lot of people to believe that if we just look at it from that standpoint of, who has the better team on both sides of the ball, you probably want to get it to the 49ers. You know what I mean? Even though everybody know, we done seen it before, that you having a better team doesn't make you necessarily, you don't win based off who has the better team. You know what I'm saying? Because it just doesn't work like that. Or the 2007 Patriots would have been Super Bowl champion. You know what I mean? So, the Seahawks, the year they lost to the Patriots, would have been champions because their offense and their defense was so good. So, the Panthers in 2015 had a really good offense and a really good defense. They should have won. But it's not all about, who has the most complete team and all that stuff, because if you look at it there, you're just looking at it from a simple point of view. And I feel like that's kind of discrediting the heart and the talent and the dominance that goes into a game like this. And you really have to take a deep dive into it when you're predicting or trying to put out a prediction about this game. I want to talk about just the reason why I think the 49ers can win. I want to do this for both teams. I'm going to say the 49ers can win based off the fact that I feel like the 49ers have very simple, like I just said, they have a more complete team. They have that going. Their play calling is very dynamic, and they are very fast on the defensive side of the ball, which is good because you're going up against a very fast offense. They are very, strong-minded individuals. The defense is very disciplined, and they're fast to the ball, and they get in your face, and they can run with you if you're a mobile quarterback. You know what I mean? This is not a team that is, very flawed on the defensive side of the ball at any area, if I'm being quite honest with you, honestly. And, just especially with the D-line, I've always said that the front four wins championships. You know what I mean? And like I said, going into the game, you got every indication from my football knowledge is telling me the 49ers are supposed to win this. Just off the fact that they have the better front four, they have the better team, they have the better, in my opinion, play calling. Not necessarily the players on the offensive side of the ball, but just the play calling, in my opinion, is a little bit better. And just, you would think that they have it, you know what I mean? Just their mentality this whole season, proving people wrong from the start of the season all the way to now. You know what I mean? Just, you would think that they have it in the bag, and I really feel like they can win the game because of their dynamicness on the offensive side of the ball and their ability to put pressure on the quarterback. So if they do win that game, I feel like those would be the two reasons why. And the other thing I would say is getting the running game open. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't discredit Jimmy Garoppolo. It can easily be seen that Jimmy Garoppolo can go down there and have a game similar to the game he had against Saints. That could definitely happen against a Chiefs defense who, let's be honest, quite frankly has been shaky. However, they have kind of cleaned it up in the playoffs. You know what I mean, with their wins, playing some good defense. You know what I mean. But at the end of the day, they have that. The 49ers had that going for them. And if they use it right, and they can use the running game and the dynamic play calling and the killer front four, and they can do what they need to do, and get pressure and stuff like that, they can get this dub. But I want to look at the Chiefs side. The Chiefs are a really good team. I always talk about me being a Cowboys fan. If you watch my channel, I always talk about the Cowboys not winning, or I always talk about the Cowboys and how they haven't won in 25 years. It's sad, but you gotta look at it from the standpoint of the Chiefs haven't won in 50 years. You know what I mean? So nobody ever tries to kind of get that attention. Is Kansas City? They're not really under the national spotlight like that. They're small. You know what I mean? So nobody really try to give it too much attention. But yeah, it's been a while. So this Super Bowl, in my opinion, means a lot to them. I honestly feel like this Super Bowl means more to them than the Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl would mean to a Cowboys fan. And the reason why I said it is, not only do they not have multitude of rings, they haven't been here, in the last 50 years. Like half of the Chiefs, most of the Chiefs fans weren't even alive or were babies when they, last went to the championship game. So this game is very important to them, and if they lose this game, it's gonna hurt because you feel like you got close, but you still have a really talented team. But let me just get off of that. Let me go back to the point. The Chiefs have a really good team. What I feel like they have is heart, and I feel like they showed it all playoffs. Their ability to to flip the switch, what I mean, and just turn it on and elevate themselves to another level. Both sides of the ball. On defense, their defense isn't really that good, but they're very strategic, and they're very the safeties have very good instincts. You have guys like Tyrann Mathieu, who gets a lot of love, but you gotta look at another guy like Sorensen, like the game he had against Tennessee, making the open tackles, making good plays on the ball, being active, being effort, being energetic, being around the quarterback, making it a chess game and winning the chess game. And he was able to do that, and so was Tyrann Mathieu. Those are two very energetic guys who can both do similar things. Tyrann is definitely a better safety than Sorensen. No disrespect to Sorensen, but just his instinct, his ball hawking, his hit power, his play recognition is off the charts. He really studies the film and does the things that you need out of a safety. And you know what I mean? We've always seen that from him. But you got the guys like Frank Clark and Chris Jones. Personally, I still feel kind of iffy about Frank Clark because, like I said, I'm a Cowboys fan, and I watched that playoff game against the Cowboys in the wild card when it looked like he tried to twist Ezekiel Elliott's foot. Me personally, if you want to look it up, you can. But me personally, I feel, I always feel iffy after that, but at the same time, Frank Clark is a really good player. You know what I mean? I don't really care about what type of person he is, to be fair. He's a really good player. He gets off the ball fast, and that's what you're going to do. And also Chris Jones, man. Chris Jones is probably, I know he probably won't win the MVP, but him having an MVP-like game would be, it's huge for them. I think if Chris Jones goes out there and has one of the better games he's had in his career, you're going to see a Chiefs victory. And the reason why I say this is the 49ers are a very dynamic team. However, you got to look at it like this. When they're running the ball, that's when they're at their best because they can get you off. They can do all the motions and stuff like that. And they love the sweeps, and they love the end arounds, and they love the run, the zone running. If you can penetrate up the middle and stop the run, and you can penetrate, if your defensive tackle or can penetrate the line and kind of stuff those inside zone runs, and kind of like get to the quarterback and get in his face, that's going to be huge for them. I honestly believe that it's just going to be huge for them if they're able to do that. So that should be the first thing. The Chiefs defense has to get to Jimmy Garoppolo when he throws the ball. They have to put the pressure on them. They have to put the pressure on him most definitely. Chris Jones and Frank Clark, they have to put the pressure on that guy, and you got to make him beat you. You cannot allow Mozart and whoever else is playing the running back game to dog you out. You cannot do it. You cannot, try to get, and you cannot, not perform and try to get in the shootout with this team and just be like, oh, we got Patrick Mahomes. You can't be too reliant. You gotta bring your A game, And just on the offensive side, they have dogs. Their offense is the scariest thing that I've seen in my years of watching football. Because the team is just so dynamic, You have a really good running back in Damian Williams who can run the ball running hard, and Oscar can run a little fast. Even though he's quicker than fast in my opinion, he's not that much of a speed burner in my opinion. He's a 4 or 5 guy. Don't get me wrong, he can run, but I just don't see him as a speed burner type of guy. Sometimes, but most definitely a really good running back. You have a guy. You got the wide receivers, Miko Harbin, who's electrifying when he gets the ball in his hands. Tyreek Hill, who's electrifying, but can also route run and can also, get open and make these spectacular grabs with his insane bounce and his insane rack ability, double ability and catching traffic ability, not to use a Madden term, but yeah, just his catching traffic ability, to go locate the ball, and just also Sammy Watkins, who in my opinion is probably, the most receiver on that team, can really get open, knows how to do really good post route moves, and really also has a very good catch radius himself. And then you have Travis Kelce. Can't forget about Kelce. Another guy, good route runner, good blocker. I can't wait to see the George Kittle versus Kelce. Kind of a thing that they have going per se. If you want to go there, if you want to say that, but can't wait to see that. But yeah, most definitely want to just talk about how, in my opinion, the Chiefs have a way to win this game, and I feel like the Chiefs can win this game based off their heart. Super Bowl always comes down to one and more. You just see it in the play. And the Chiefs, as good as the 49ers have been all year, the Chiefs just has this ability to flip a switch where no matter how good you are, you cannot stop them. And, the biggest thing on the 49ers is when they flip that switch and they feel like they're in the zone, can you take them out? Can you stop them? Can you, do what the Titans were able to do? Can you do what the Texans were able to do? Can you keep the ball moving? Can you keep scoring? And can you play your defense and stop and get stops? And other teams haven't shown the ability to do so. And we've seen how dangerous the stadium has been time and time again. Patrick Mahomes can get out the pocket, run, and make whatever throw you need him to make. He is like a Madden player. I mean, it's simple. He can just make a lot of different plays. Damian Williams can get you them, a couple yards here and there to set you up for the short plays. Their offense is dynamic as well. They're more pass dynamic, whereas the 49ers are more run dynamic, but still very good dynamic, complex offenses that you got to figure out. But they have to play that, they have to get to the quarterback. They have to stop the run, which Chris Jones is going to be a bigger responsibility on him. They have to stop the run. They have to, play really good defense and make Jimmy Garoppolo beat you. You got to do that. And on the offensive side of the ball, you just got to, play your game and, make sure you can block for your quarterback. That's going to be the biggest thing. Give him time in the pocket as much as you can. And if you're Pat Mahomes, man, try to be the magician that you are. Try to evade sacks and, kind of get a feel for the field. Get a see or a feel for the field, Get your play set up quick and out of there. Just what you got to do is certain pressure and be able to make them quick throws and get your team down the field. And if you take time, be able to evade and show that magic that you've shown all year and be able to get those throws off and just play your heart. But don't take too many gambles because of you're going up against a great defense. And this is the Super Bowl. A lot of mistakes just can't be given to you. And you still expect to win. You know what I mean? So, I've given how both teams can win. So I'm going to go ahead and get into, in my opinion, the 2 or 3 ways that this game could turn out. The one way this game can turn out is it could be Seahawks versus Broncos 2013 Super Bowl, where you have this really good offense that comes and plays this really good defense, and the defense smothers the quarterback, gets in his face, makes it hard for him to do anything. Forces him to turn over the ball multiple times, forces him to get multiple turnover on downs, forces many sacks on him, and just demolish him. That could happen. It very well could happen, so I'm saying here, I've been saying it all week, it can happen. It could be a blowout. It could be, because like I said, the 49ers have a really good defense, and they can get to the quarterback like Tennessee and, the Texans weren't able to, and they can play really good defense in the secondary as well. So even if Pat Mahomes got some space, some room, he can't, you're going to have to try some throws that probably won't be there tonight, and, you got to love that. And then on top of that, you also have to look at it from the standpoint of, just like, it kind of rolls the same way, just the dominant defense and the dominant offense, the front four, the way they get the pressure on them, it could definitely be that game. The other way, the way I think it may go, is the Chiefs, win the game. They do what they start the game off strong, which I really haven't seen them do. start the game off strong, make it a shootout, and kind of slow down Jimmy G. The Chiefs still get the running game going. They still make it competitive, but the Chiefs win the game. And I feel like the game will be over before the last buzzer. The last seconds, It's going to be some time for the players to chill and recoup. I'm not going to say it's going to be all day long, but maybe towards the end of the game, where it's 1 minute left, that they can maybe do that, So I'm basically, it's two ways it can go. The 49ers either, in my opinion, can demolish the Chiefs, or the Chiefs can pull off, in my opinion, what would be an upset against a better team. Show the dynamicness that they have on offense, show their heart. I think it's the biggest thing, man. Please do not forget about that heart. Whoever wants a moral win, that's a fact. Getting to the quarterback is huge. Running the ball is going to be huge. And basically reading your keys, reading your assignments, and basically just understanding what's there to gamble with and what's there not to. Because it's the Super Bowl and there's not a lot of gambling you can do, man. So it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. So you can't really gamble it away like it's a regular season game. You know what I mean? But basically just, those are my two predictions. What do I have? Those are two ways I think it can go out. My prediction is Chiefs beat the 49ers. I think they beat them 35 probably to 24 or 21. And I'm probably going to go 24. But I just feel like the Chiefs are going to come out fast. They're going to play their game. And they're going to control the pace. And I feel like it's going to be a shocker. I could be dead wrong. I don't want to be. But like I said, at 35-24ish, it was probably 35-27 maybe. Maybe more, maybe 40 something. But I feel like defense are gonna take it a little bit upsetting if you got these great defenses and you're not playing that well. But that's my prediction for it. The Chiefs come out with the victory. Pat Mahomes plays his butt off and the team wins. That's all I gotta say about it. Peace.